My 4-year-old came home from daycare and said, "Mommy, we went to a different school today. It was made of candy." I laughed and kissed her forehead. Kids say the wildest things, but she kept going. We took a bus to get there. The building smelled bad and there was no playground, just a room where we got candy and iPads. It was the best, Mommy. Something in my chest tightened, but I didn't want to scare her by reacting. I forced a smile, said, "Okay, honey," and handed her a bowl of fruit. The second she was distracted, I called my friend whose son goes to the same daycare. She picked up on the first ring. "Hey, did your son ever mention a candy school?" I asked. She went quiet, then slowly. "A building where they get candy and iPads?" My blood went cold. 2 4-year-olds don't coordinate a lie like that. The next morning at breakfast, I kept my voice light, even though my hands were shaking. "When do you go to the candy school, sweetheart?" She beamed. "Only when too many friends come to daycare. They give us candy and iPads so we stay quiet and don't cry." I swallowed. "And what happens if a kid does cry?" She shrugged. "Nobody comes, but I don't cry, Mommy. I love it." Then she added the thing that stopped my heart. "I love everything except the lock. The door locks from the outside. We can't get out." I texted my boss that I was sick. When I dropped my daughter off, I walked straight to the director's office and asked if there'd been any field trips. Her face flickered for half a second before she smiled. "No, the kids love making up stories. We never leave the building." "Funny," I said. "My daughter mentioned a daycare bus." "We don't have a bus." She laughed, and it sounded like broken glass. I nodded and left because I'd already seen a white van with the daycare's logo in the lot that morning. She was lying. I parked down the street and waited. At 10:47, the van pulled out. I followed it 6 blocks to a small gray building with no sign and blacked out windows. The back doors opened and 8 children climbed out in single file. No car seats, no adult helping them. The door shut behind them and the van drove off. The same building my daughter had called the candy school. I called my friend. "Our kids were right," was all I managed. "I'm coming," she said. I dropped her a pin. She and her husband met me and we watched together. Through a gap in the window covering, we could see children sitting on a bare floor, faces lit by iPad screens. No adults, just toddlers, alone, in a dark room. We called 911 from the car. Police arrived within 20 minutes. They knocked, got no answer, and forced the door. What they found has stayed with me. Children packed into one room, bars on the windows, a single door padlocked from the outside, no food, one bathroom. The kids had been kept quiet with candy and screens for hours at a stretch. The investigators pieced it together fast. The daycare was licensed for far fewer children than it had actually enrolled. Rather than turn families away and the tuition that came with them, they'd been quietly shuttling the overflow to that unlicensed building every day so the books looked legal at the main location. It was about money and nothing else. The director was arrested. The daycare was shut down that afternoon. Every family was contacted, and the building they'd been using was condemned. The detective who handled it told me gently that if the kids hadn't talked, if my daughter hadn't trusted me enough to mention the lock, it might have gone on for a long time, and that one day a locked door with no fire exit and a room full of unsupervised toddlers could have ended in something no one walked away from. I think about that more than I want to. My daughter is at a new place now, a small one I checked out 3 times before I trusted it. She has a real playground and teachers who know her name, and she's slowly forgotten the gray building entirely. She's still a little annoyed at me, in the way only a 4-year-old can be. "You ruined candy school," she informed me solemnly last week, arms crossed. "I know, baby," I said, and pulled her into my lap. "I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'll never be sorry." But I held her a long time anyway, grateful beyond words that she told me, that some part of her, even loving the candy and the iPads, knew the locked door was wrong, and trusted me enough to say it out loud. If your kid ever tells you something that doesn't add up, especially something they're being rewarded to keep quiet about, listen. All the way, mine did, and it's the only reason this story has an ending I can live with.